Good morning, Belen. I'm Stephen Kayes.
And I'm Gabriel Tozo. Welcome to this edition of WBLN for February 3rd, 2016.
Voting and elections are always popular topics of discussion, but never more so than during the election season. The right to vote is a cornerstone of our society, and our Belen students got involved in the process yesterday. The Miami-Dade County Elections Department conducted a voter registration drive at Belen.
I'm glad that the Belen has given us the opportunity so that we don't have to go out of our way to do it. It's a lot easier.
This drive was for all eligible students in anticipation of the Florida Presidential Reference Primary, which will be held March 15th, and the general election, which is on November 8th of this year. To be able to vote, you must be at least 18 years old, but you can pre-register at the age of 16. You must be a citizen of the United States, and you must reside in Miami-Dade County. Voting is one of the most important rights of American citizens. Originally under the Constitution, only white male citizens over the age of 21 were eligible to vote. This shameful injustice has been corrected, and voting rights have been extended several times over the course of our American history. Today, citizens over the age of 18 cannot be denied the right to vote, regardless of race, religion, sex, disability, or sexual orientation. Mr. Collins said students can study American government. Adults can critique American government, but that's all for nothing unless citizens vote for their American government.
It's important to register to vote because the laws that the people we'd be voting for are going to be impacting us when we go to college, and we make up a voice in the society that we're going to be voting.
For more information, you can visit www.miamidade.gov/elections.
The middle school Spanish classes have visited the exhibit Art in Our Belen Family. The students were guided through the gallery by a humanities teacher, which gave them insight into the artists and their works.
I thought this exhibit was really cool because how much time they spent on working here, and these photos, they must have spent hours waiting for the perfect photo to take this.
The exhibition does not include Belen students, but includes works by Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Montesi, as well as Belen personnel and their families. Mr. Nunez said, "Truly, this exhibition is a treat, and I have never enjoyed curating anything more than this project."
It's interesting to see how much talent there is in the Belen family, and if you have time, come here and check it out.
Attention juniors and seniors, the sign-up sheet for the Belen New Mission Trip will be on the Belen website on Friday. The mission trip will take place from June 24th through July 3rd. Again, only juniors and seniors cannot sign up for it.
A Missouri lawmaker wants to propose a law to help student journalists have more rights. The bill would prevent school administrators from censoring student journalists and their stories.
We have to stand up for, our own rights to be able to do our job and do it well, because it's a responsibility to the public.
Back in November, MU student senior Tim Ty jumped over the arms of protesters to try to get a picture of the historic campus protests. They were blocking him from getting that shot. That same day, communications professor Melissa Click told another student journalist to leave. She later commented, "Don't look at them as students, look at them as journalists, because that's what they are." Yesterday, 10 people testified in support for a bill that would ensure student journalists could do their jobs without fearing censorship from school officials. State Representative Elijah Haar is sponsoring the Walter Cronkite New Voices Act. He says school administrators shouldn't be allowed to censor student publications unless the material is slanderous.
It's been so accepted as the law of the land that just no one's really been willing to challenge it. So I think this kind of sets a new day in Missouri, a new tone for student journalists, in my opinion.
Haar says he had been considering the legislation for several months, but the controversy regarding the media during the protests at the university in the fall made bringing it to life more realistic. Ty says the bill is necessary for aspiring journalists like himself.
Exercise, their journalistic rights to a reasonable extent.
Both the Missouri Press Association and the ACLU voiced their support for the bill. Representative Haar says he expects the committee to vote on the bill by today.
Investigations are underway after an explosion occurred on Dalu Airlines Flight D3159 while flying between 12 to 14,000 feet high. Passengers said they heard an explosion in the cabin of the plane. Even though 2 people were injured, the pilot was able to land the plane safely. Initial tests of damage came back positive for explosive residue, says a source of knowledge of the investigation.
Hey guys, now let's check out your scoop for today. The Green Club will meet in the Science Pavilion. Bocce Club will be meeting in F202. Amnesty International will be meeting in G204. The Aviation Club will be meeting in F201. The Key Club will meet in the Koshkiwela Dining Hall. The Notables will be meeting in I-109. The Student Council will meet in the Roca Theater. And every day this week, the chess team is meeting in F208. Now stay tuned as we bring you weather and sports right after these messages.
Looks like today is going to be a great day. Let's take a look at the map. As you can see, we got nothing going on for the next couple days, so let's take advantage of these next 2 days before the rain hits us on Friday. Let's take a look at today's highs and lows. Today we're going to be seeing a high of 79 with a low of 70, relative humidity around 77%, winds coming in from the southeast at 15 miles an hour. It's going to be partly cloudy with a 10% chance of precipitation. Let's take a look at the next 3 days. Tomorrow, the high is going to be 78 with a low of 66 with no chance of rain. Friday, high of 69, low of 66 with a 40% chance of rain. And on Saturday, a high of 74 and a low of 67 with a 40% chance of rain. That's all for weather. Now to Frankie with the sports.
The varsity soccer team played South Preparatory Senior High School in the regional semifinal game last night. The Wolverines went up early, scoring 3 goals, and held South Preparatory to only 1 goal, finishing the match 3-1. The Wolverines are now 24-0-2 and are ranked 9th nationally by USA Today. They now move on to the regional finals for the 2nd consecutive season and will host Stewart South Fork on Friday at 3:15 p.m. Congratulations. The Miami Heat lost last night to the Houston Rockets 102-115. James Harden had a game-high 26 points, and Luol Deng led all Heat scorers with 17 points. The Heat are currently the 6th seed in the East. With the Super Bowl just days away, fans have all sorts of traditions to predict the winner ahead of the game. In Montana, they looked to Ozzy, a 700-pound grizzly bear, to pick the winner. This year, they gave Ozzy the choice of 2 banana cakes with peanut butter frosting. Ozzy took his time to walk around and think about it a bit before making his decision. He finally chose the cake with the horse logo on it. That's right, he went with the Denver Broncos over the Panthers this year. But Zoo's Montana executive director said it didn't look like an easy decision for Ozzy.
He obviously didn't know what to do. It was going to be a close game, I think, and he had to get the advice of Bruno. I think he was a little nervous. Maybe he kind of was leaning towards the Panthers at first, but obviously Bruno, the wiser, older bear, said, you know what, the Broncos have this. Choose them, and that's what happened.
For the record, Ozzy did predict the Patriots' victory last year in the Super Bowl. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Now be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news, photos, and pictures. I'm Stephen Kayas.
And I'm Gabriel Tosa. From here at WBLN, have a wonderful day and stay golden, Wolverines.